My first impression was right. The library is surprisingly big. Ambling down the narrow aisles, I study the spines of the books in random order, occasionally sliding one out to read the blurb, taking it with me if it looks good. What a word. Blurb. In a few moments I have a respectable stack of books in my arms. Blurb. You know, that reminds me of Ricky and Monty Python sketch. I can't remember what it was all about. It was like... they were just going on about like words, just like, yes, nice and strong words, gold, or something like that. And then just like has a tinny soundtrack, like, it's just like, oh, I'm sorry, old horse. I think it's just like a really random scene, just like posh people, like, just like, yes, I sound so sophisticated with these words. I guess I'll never be stuck for choice in here. The normality of a library sinks in. Sure, there are large print and braille books scattered throughout, but it is what it is, a library. It's as if the calm mood from the room I had tea with Lilly snuck with us in here, unless it was here to begin with. Man, my freaking nephew's so loud, that probably picks up. Oh wait, that's nothing, actually. Remember, like, in the previous recording, I showed a clip from Hell Night that I've been recording for October? Like, the very first part, I was like, just playing the game, and then he just casually just throws a tantrum, and he's really loud and awkward for like 5 minutes or so, and I had to freaking mute the audio because it was just so awkward that I couldn't even commentate or anything. So that's nothing compared to that. Something about that puts me at ease, just like before. I reach the end of the aisle and find a collection of discs set up for study or personal reading. Where's the soundtrack when you need it? This is the trouble when, like, anyone else in the background in the house is just talking loudly, as they tend to do. It makes it really difficult to, well, it doesn't really. It's just that their voice is more likely to pick up if there's no soundtrack. Go a little further, though, discover a nice quiet corner at the back. While the rest of the library has the odd student sitting at a desk, either reading or stealthily sleeping, the back is pretty much deserted. As I glance around, I see someone who I recognize sitting on one of several beanbags. It's Dark-haired girl from my class, the one who snuck out of the classroom earlier. She's reading a book, keeping it close to her face, which makes her look like she's really into it. From the way she was acting today, I had pegged her as more of a delinquent than a bookworm. In fact, her mysterious disappearance from the class raises all sorts of whys in my head. Intrigue floats slowly but surely towards the surface, and before I know it, I'm walking towards the mysterious long-haired girl. I guess there's no harm in introducing myself as I would with anyone else. She's a classmate, after all. Walking over to an olive beanbag, I take a seat and lay my books beside her. The girl starts looking scaredly up to me from underneath her fringe. This is the first time I've seen her this close. Underneath her long, dense bangs, I can see that part of her face, at least a third of it, if not half, is pretty badly scarred. My eyes are immediately drawn to the scars, subconsciously peeking past her hair until they meet her own eyes. For a second, I am shocked and divert my eyes to the book in her hands, before I realize that looking away probably only makes it worse. It takes too many seconds to collect myself and remember that I walked up to her, what I walked up to her for. You know, we never got to say that, did we? But if we do that now, we might end up, like, screwing up the route, because I think we gotta be on good terms with Lilly and Hanako, because their routes kind of whatever the word I was trying to say there. Entwine, yeah. I think that's the word. It's kind of like with, like, actually, are there any other routes that are actually like that? I mean, like, Emmy and Rin are kind of like together quite a few times, but I'm not sure if their routes are like this, because remember that the routes essentially lead up the same way, and then it becomes like one choice difference. Like, if you were to go to the library at a certain point, you'd go into Hanako's route, because you'd meet up with Hanako, and if you go for a walk outside, which we're going to do in this route this time around, we'd end up meeting up with Lilly, and then everything from that point on will be completely new to me because I haven't even tried Lily's route. Like, with Shizune's route, I at least got a little bit through it. And considering how long it was very barely any of the route that I'd seen. So it was mostly new to me, but with Lilly's route, it's going to be completely new to me. But anyway, point is, I'm just going to apologize for starting. Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you.
It's okay.
The girl certainly doesn't look like it's okay, but I'll let it slide. So, do you mind if I sit here? She seems very uncertain whether it's okay or not for me to sit, but finally she nods, just a little.
Okay.
I take the seat next to her, and she hides herself behind her book. Life of Pi, never heard of it. So, sorry again for starting you. I'm Hisao. She looks up from her book, stalling a little before replying. You know, that's totally not Life of Pi. It doesn't even have a cover on it or anything. None of these books have covers on them. But then again, imagine if they did. They'd be a pain in the ass. They'd just be like, oh man, I've gotta throw in various details on this shit. That's too much hassle. So just have it in the traditional way where it's like, you can't really see anything on the books because there is nothing on the books, but give off the illusion that maybe they have a cover at least. But that one's cover has been blown! Ha 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 ha! That was a terrible joke. She looks up from her book, stalling a little before replying.
I know. We're in the same class.
Her speech is stilted and so quiet that it is barely audible, even in the still library. Somehow I think that my delinquent impression of her was wrong.
Hanako. I'm Hanako.
I resist the urge to say that's a nice name, just to have something to say, but really, it's the only thing that I can think of. I feel like an idiot. Everyone here must be used to being different to each other, and here I am being all bold and fussed about that kind of thing. And again, you know, it's condition. I still don't think that he mentioned it to freaking Fizune in her entire route. I don't think he brought it up again. Well, he did, but I'm not sure if he actually told Shizune or Misha about it, which made no sense to me. Or maybe it didn't. The route was long after all, so I probably forgot. I don't know. But anyways, don't let me interrupt your reading. I'll just check these books if you don't mind. She nods a little and sighs a little sigh of relief. So I try to read the covers and the introductions of the books I picked up, and she buries her face in her book. You know, really, if I was in a Hisao situation, I'd be just as awkward as Hanako, really. I wouldn't really say much, if anything, really. It'd just feel like, I don't know, man. I'm an awkwardly silent person around other people. Unless, someone addresses me and, talks to me, I'm usually silent. I'm not really the type to actually start a conversation. I mean, I do on rare occasions, but that's the point. Rare that I start a conversation. So, Hisao is just I don't know. I wonder how I would react in that situation, honestly. Because if I were to just remain silent after, when he just end up, startling her a little and not say anything and I'd have to say something, wouldn't I? It'd be too awkward. Anyways, so I try to read the covers and the introductions of the books I picked up, and she buries her face in her book. Uncomfortable silence consumes us. My eyes still wander to her direction, and I sneak peeks at her flowing hair and the scars it's hiding. After a while, I realize that she's doing the same, and only pretending to immerse in the life of Pi. Her gaze is not inquisitive at all, though. It darts around like a scared rabbit. When our gazes finally meet, the chain reaction is unstoppable. Seriously, the way it just switches to that, really, then. She stands up forcibly from the beanbag and takes a deep breath.
I...
Life of I?
I've gotta go do something.
Without warning, Hanako takes off and runs towards the counter. Her hair like the takeoff catches me so off guard that I don't manage to go after her until she has a good head start. So much noise. By the time I reach the counter, she is nowhere to be seen. Lilly and Yuuko are happily chatting away. Knowing that I won't be able to catch Hanako myself, I approach the girls. Hey, did you notice a girl run past you?
Maybe. What did she look like?
Long dark hair, kinda shy. She had, some scars on her face. Why didn't you say? I mean, she introduced herself. She said her name was Hanako. you know this much, surely they'd probably know as well, and in fact they do, obviously, but you don't know that yet, but still.
You wouldn't be talking about Hanako, would you?
Yeah, that's her. I saw her reading and tried to talk to her, but I think it scared her off or something.
Oh dear, Yuuko, would you excuse me? I'd better try and find her. Sure, I'll just hold on to these until you come back.
What's going on?
I'm sorry, but I'll have to explain it to you some other time.
Alright, I'll see you later then. Lilly hastily grabs her cane and hurries out of the library, leaving me alone with Yuuko. I don't think I'll ever get the hang of this place. Did I do something wrong?
What did you do?
Nothing, I was just looking for some books and then she got the spin and ran off. The most offending thing I can think of was that I might have looked at her in the other direction a few times.
Well, she is a very timid girl. You have to be very careful around her. She can be very jumpy. I think she's not used to her accustomed... and she's not accustomed to talking with other people.
Isn't that a bit strange? Again! I remember the first time I read that, it's like, is that so strange, Hisao? That there are people who are not good with talking with other people because you're one of those people that expects that because, humans are supposed to be social creatures, that we're all social butterflies, and we all are able to talk to other people with absolute 100% confidence without even a tint of anxiety or anything like that. But then it eventually kind of comes turns where it's like, you know what, I was ignorant of all this, and now I know and understand it more. But at the start he ends up coming off as kind of a bit of a dick. Look at these! Look at this! These books have detail on them. Why didn't the other ones? Just like, oh no, we did it for the backgrounds, but not for the CG. That makes me wonder, who did the artwork for this? I mean, was there the person who did the characters' designs, or was the characters designed by different people? But the final result, was they all drawn by the same person? Because it has a distinct art style to it. But then the backgrounds are totally different. Actually, now I think about it, that's probably why, isn't it? Yeah! Just remember, the backgrounds are obviously they must have taken photos of places. So the library must be the same, and that's why it's got more detail on it. So they didn't do it for the CG, because it's no, for CGs, we actually have a background artist. I wonder if it's the same person who did the characters as well. Backgrounds, they're kind of a pain in the ass. I remember, actually just the other day, I was using Manga Studio, I think it is, and I was like, you know what, let's try making some backgrounds or something for that novel that I keep mentioning. Oh, that reminds me, the comments on Shizune's ending about two completely different comments that I think were about the same thing. It's I have ideas for a story, but just can't really get around to actually doing it. Totally relatable thing, man. I've got plenty of ideas, but it just, when it comes to actually writing it down, I either copy art, or I just don't know how to go about it. I've written this story for so long now, it's gotten quite a way into it, and yet I still feel like it's still got a long way to go. And then there's other ideas for things, and it's so frustrating. It's just and I've had moments where just I'll wake up from a weird dream of that. Oh, that's a good idea for a story, but then gone. Completely gone. Or sometimes when it's not gone, I'll just be I'll realize it's no, that's a crappy idea actually. Anyway, what was I talking about before that? Oh yeah, background. So it's drawing backgrounds in Manga Studio. It's just using effects and kind of blurring things, and I just couldn't get it to look really all that great. Because the novel that I'm writing is set in was essentially the equivalent of a haunted house in a way. It's a bit more than just a simple haunted house though. There's a bit more to it than that obviously, but you'd have to have dark backgrounds essentially, because there's not much light there and all, so the backgrounds would have to look pretty dark and kind of there's a lot of hallways and stuff like that, So it's just I don't know how to really go about drawing backgrounds. Even though I remember saying ages ago that I'm actually pretty good at drawing backgrounds, but that was years ago, and that's when I'm drawing on paper, if anything, you know? And it's mostly outdoor backgrounds. Like, I remember drawing this one, like, pathway to a gate, and they had, like, loads of different bushes and trees around. It was all dark and eerie looking, and everything had a shadow. Ridiculous attention to detail that was. But anyways.
I wonder, it's just how she is, I think.
Yuuko doesn't sound all that convincing. Then again, maybe this is just the norm around here. Everyone has their own problems, or else they wouldn't be here. But how should I deal with these people? Force myself to act overly casually only makes me feel phony. Like I was supposed to be ignoring the elephant in the room. Yuuko fidgets, looking like she wants to say something to that, but resisted.
I think it's an elephant only if you feel that way.
Yeah, I just noticed she's got the, would it count as, sweat? I don't know, what would you call that? You usually see when a character's really flustered. I guess she doesn't have a good sense of self-restraint. It makes me smile and she blushes heavily.
What? That sounds stupid.
Oh no, it sounded really wise. I guess you're right, it's more about me than anyone else. None of us has anything to add, so Yuuko feels the silence by shuffling some papers around. People who have papers on their desk really like doing that. You know, there is some truth in that, really, isn't it? Have you ever shuffled papers on a desk or something? It just has this kind of feel to it, like, yes, everything in order. And then maybe you just like, you're so bored or something, or whatever, you just like, yes, I don't know, you do that to get them to like being perfectly shaped together, like perfectly in file, and then you completely undo that just so you can do it again. I can't remember the last time I did that, but that's probably when I put my freaking, well, the closest thing to that would be when I put my freaking guitar sheets away. But that's not out of just like for the sake of just like, it's more of, you know, I actually have to do that.
Did you find any books? I should be closing soon. I mean, this library should be closing, but I have to do it. I hope that's not too inconvenient for you.
Oh yeah, I want some books, but I left them over there because I'll just get them. I fetched my stack of books from beside the beanbags where Hanako and I were sitting and returned to the counter.
Wow, you read a lot, don't you?
I surprised myself with that too, honestly. At least when I really think about it. No, I read a lot too, but it's mostly this damn visual novel, isn't it? Visual novel LPs and, you know, heck, even LPs on my other channel. I read everything, don't I? There's like, a lot of the Let's Players don't read anything. They maybe read on an uncommon kind of occasion. It's like uncommon, really. They maybe read a bit here and there, but they never read everything. I read everything, including descriptions, tutorials, the whole thing. Character dialogues, character thoughts, examining things, anything. Read every bit of it. So it's like, you know, games that have like a heavy amount of dialogue, and I'm not just talking about visual novels, I'd probably read the whole thing. Because like, you see, like, I remember like, say a game like Amnesia. I've never even, well, I have briefly, but I never really got very far into Amnesia. But Amnesia is like, has those journal entries and stuff, right? They're very dialogue heavy. But people would just skip over those. They just be like, I'll pause if you want to read it. I'd freaking waste time, potentially, just reading the whole thing, despite how long it would be. That's just how I am. So I do read a lot, sort of. It's just that when it comes to actual books, I can't remember the last time I read one. It just can't really get me arse, I guess. Maybe eventually I will read another book. But anyways, I had a lot of free time earlier this year, so I just kind of started reading books to fill that time. I couldn't do much else.
I see.
But she doesn't say anything else and just checks out my books for me. I guess this is what they call tact. Open library books with one arm, I troll by poking for the key to the door. A sudden sound from behind startles me, making me nearly drop the books I'm carrying. Oh, the key that I almost managed to get into the lock. Who is it? Now I might as well on screen at this scene again, because why not? I can't be asked going to the skip mode. I turn around to see who is talking to me. It's Kenji. He seems to be in a friendly mood, although the light glinting off his glasses in the dark gives him a sinister look. Just me. This makes him pause and lick his lips nervously. Who is me? I don't know why anyone called me. Are you some new guy again? His voice is suddenly strained and quick. Yes, but we met before, yesterday. I don't think so. I can remember who I met only yesterday. When was that? What day is today? I tried to ignore him. Is he joking or what? Prove that we met before. You live across the hall. You're Kenji. Kenji jumps back, his eyes filled with uncomprehending fear. How do you know my name? Damn, this can only mean one of two things. Oh, we've met and you're telling the truth. And I just can't remember it, or you're a spy. He pauses. A psychic spy. His eyes dart around me, trying to peek into my room. Though it's hard to believe you can see anything through those thick glasses. His mood swung from friendly to manic in less than a minute. I'm not psychic. How do I know that? I'm not a mind reader. Kenji points a finger in my face damningly. Unlike you! Stop that, man. We met yesterday. What's wrong with you? I live in this room. Lies! If you can think you can pass as Hisao because I'm legally blind, you are sorely mistaken. You don't even look like him. I mean, the resemblance is real slim. Maybe at a distance, but who do you think you're kidding? I want to grab him by the shoulders and shake him. It's lazy. I rub my eyes and let out a heavy sigh. Stay here. Kenji comes closer, one careful step at a time. I stay still, lest he assault me physically. Although I doubt he could do much damage even if he did. Oh wait, I see it now. Damn, it really is you. Sighing again, then once again, for good measure, I step backwards just in case. What's up, man? You don't look too good. Have you? Something wrong? I don't know, just had something stupid happen to me. Very stupid things, actually. Even if we discount this one. I can't get a proper touch on all the people here. I have no idea if it's because of me or because of them. I don't know why I'm telling this to Kenji. It's not like we've had any contact either. That's rough, dude. Yeah, I'm sorry about calling you a psychic spy and all, but you can never be too careful. It's a hard reality we live in. I'm slowly starting to think that Kenji isn't necessarily living the same reality as the rest of us. You see, it's how it is in the world. There's no justice, see? Even when I lose, I win, because I don't lose the lesson. What does that even mean? Doesn't matter. He dismisses it flatly with a wave of his hand. So, what happened? Why a long face? You have a long face? It's nothing. I just scared some girl off accidentally. Literally, too. She actually ran away from me. It's my fault, really, I think. I'm not really used to all of this yet. A girl? Cute one? Cute? That's a hard question. She had a nice body and really beautiful hair, but the face... Again, the way he words that. I guess it could go either way. You know, I just, well, can't really, because that probably potentially derailed the whole thing. I don't think I've ever actually picked that choice before, but whatever. Yeah, cute, I guess. I wonder what he would say if he just said that. He'd probably just back, lies! She was probably cute, and I'll tell you why. Because this is a conspiracy. I knew it. There are a lot of cute girls here. A strangely disappointed amount. I believe this is one of the dark secrets of the school. I'm trying to warn you, man, but did you listen? I don't remember any such warning. Dark secrets? Yes, dark secrets. Extremely dark, like the black hole. Have you noticed that the number of girls in the school is slightly but significantly higher than the number of boys? It's like 60-40. He turns his head to the left and stares off into the distance at nothing. Why is he like this? I mean, to the untrained eye, it doesn't appear to be that bad, but there's a full 20%. One would think that a school with such a high pool of women would be a man's dream, but no! What I'm about to tell you could blow your mind. You ready? I don't know where this is going, but I think I won't be missing much by getting out now. No, I'm not ready. I only get so far as turning the doorknob before Kenji starts talking again, showing that he doesn't really care if my mind is blown or not. I believe that this school is a battleground, the site of a feminist infiltration. The disparity in the number of men to women is a clear sign of how far they have come. In case the Cold War turns hot, they will have superiority in numbers. I mean, this Cold War, whatever. Just another skirmish in the eternal war against the forces of the feminists. They're everywhere. Japan women outnumber men. It's not a 60-40 split, but it's only a matter of time, man.
Even in America, women are a majority by a hair. They're building up their numbers. In the past, build-up of military has always been the clearest sign of imminent war. Japan is just the first step. Our economy is badass, and the country itself is small and isolated, yet a huge part of the Pacific in terms of political value. It's a perfect target. They're so cunning, as respected of women. Soon the day will come when Kenji's voice trails off ominously. That's why you can't trust them. They'll string you along and they'll kill you, just as they kill me. You will end up just like me.
Oh, hell no. I can't stop myself from blurting it out.
Hey, what the hell does that mean?
You said it, not me. It's the best I can think of.
So, you're not supposed to say something like that? Damn, so rude. Where was I? Oh yeah, first feminist conspiracy.
Stop it, stop. I lost you way back there somewhere on feminist infiltration.
Do you want to follow? School, I have some graphs and stuff in my room. And puppets. You like puppets?
No puppets.
Don't like puppets? Okay, graphs are still cool though, right?
He speaks energetically, responding almost before I'm done talking, moving his hands in an animated way as he continues to rant on. This is too strange. I had him pegged as relatively normal, but it's clear I was wrong.
Something on your mind, dude?
Just thinking about what it's like to be the last sane man in an insane world. Kenji frowned, looking deeply upset.
You mean that's you? That can't be, because I'm the last sane man in an insane world. It's my dream. You can't just steal a man's dream. What the hell? There can't be like two last sane men who would invalidate that whole last part. That part's kind of important. There can be only one, like in the foreign movie where there could be only one. And in the end, there was only one who left, because that was the point.
I've never seen anyone talk so heatedly and so defensively about absolutely nothing before. Clearly you've never used the internet then.
Anyway, if you wait here, I can get my graphs. I also have a list of the other dark and complex conspiracies that the school holds, as tangled as... Quick, finish my analogy for me. Be a pal.
I'm going to go to bed now. Extremely late.
That doesn't sound like an analogy, but whatever. I like you. You seem like a cool dude. Most people don't understand what I'm talking about when I try to explain a fat feminist conspiracy to them. I mean, it's not an understandable thing. Later.
He claps me on the back and then vanishes into his room so quickly and quietly it's like he didn't even open the door but instead walked right through it like a ghost. I don't know if I can fully digest what just happened, so I give up and just go to my room, kicking off my shoes before falling face first into bed. It takes me some time to relax and get up so I can get started on homework. That's because the sheets are cool and comfortable against my cheeks and it feels eyes closed. Yep. When I woke up today, it's like this is always seems to be the case when it comes to sleep. Getting to sleep is a pain in the ass. When you wake up, you feel like you could just fall asleep instantly. What the hell's up with that shit? It's like you end up waking up more sleepy and more comfortable to actually, sleep than you do when you're trying to go to sleep. The school is like some kind of bizarre and surreal island. It's isolated on top of a mountain and each person is stranger than the last. I just can't seem to fit in. What irony. One would think that fitting in a place that's made for people who are unfit for anywhere else would be easy. Maybe I'm trying too hard. I know I say that, it doesn't help take the edge off, and the words are left echoing off my empty walls. I guess it's not as bad as I expected, though. God damn, I still really could use a drink. This place really is more school and less a hospital pretending it's a school than I thought it would be. If nothing else, the scenery is beautiful. I opened one eye, seeing the school books and bottles of pills arranged side by side on my desktop. You know what? Look at the design on his bed. I mean, it's probably the same case like a photo, and like maybe they posterized it or something, whatever the effect is called. But it looks like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like some bizarre soup just melted into his bedding there or something. It's just like, what's up with that? One eye, seeing the school books and bottles of pills arranged side by side on my desktop. Maybe this place is too much like a normal school after all. I was about to reach for my guitar, but it was like, oh, wrong side. Too late anyway to try to play along to that. I still think, yeah, it is. That do-do-do, that's like, I guess an F5, I guess. Not the wrestling finishing move, I mean the chords. it's just like an F and actually F and what was the other notes? F, that's F, F and C. So it's like F, C, F, F, C, F, F, C, F, and so on. It goes on like that. Then it kind of goes into a C sharp major chord with what is either a G sharp or an A flat, depending on how you look at it. It's the same freaking note essentially, but I know I'm still confused by those type of things, but whatever. So it's just like that's there, then it's the C sharp, and then it's another F. So it's like you can't hear it, but I'll do it anyway. That's all it is. Well, there is an extended version of it that kind of goes off into something else, but whatever. I don't care. I'm gonna save right here. I'm gonna check for how we are for time, and if it's not even an hour, then I am going to continue, and we'll hit the skip mode button a second. Well, it's been an hour, but I'm still gonna continue anyway.
Skip mode. It's Hanako!
What? What? Why are neither of these... What? What? Oh, maybe that's why. Because we never chose the other choice. And now it's like the choice for waiting for Misha and Suzune is no longer there because we pretty much derailed the potential for that route or something, I don't know. So now it only shows those two, and that's why it doesn't show the tick next to any of them. I think we're supposed to talk to Hanako, but I'm gonna check Wolf anyway because you never can be sure, but it's obvious.